Well, okay. So, I just spoke with June, Alexis, and some other people around base, and I have learned a lot, to say the least. So, it turns out my alternate dimension theory was correct, but kind of. Let me explain the backrooms. An alternate dimension, or a variation of. There are many layers to this place, one layering upon the other, and all are connected in some way. I can't go into the real science of it, but it's a thing that is truly physically possible. I'm here. The Meg settlers. The proof is right here. We're now currently standing in it. Each layer of the backrooms is referred to as a level, and all levels vary in some way or another, and it seems endless like our own universe. But I was told by one of the Meg scientists here, Adrea, she has purple eyes, that it is in fact not endless. Not sure how. I won't pretend I understood half of what she was telling me, but the most important question was, how do I get out? And I got mixed answers from everyone. Some said yes, some said no. Most don't know. I think most of them just gave up trying. Each level found has been documented by Meg and graded based on the level of danger that level could pose to human life, by its environment or entity count. Class 0 being the safest, with no entity sightings and no risk to sanity or physical danger, going all the way up to Class 5 in difficulty, meaning high risk to sanity, high likelihood of death, and higher entity counts. Even some levels being declared dead zones, of which there is no escape. They told me that if I want to look up anything about the backrooms, then I can by going to the Meg's official website. Apparently this link works back in the front rooms too. Front rooms being the people's word for Earth, or normal reality. The monsters I encountered on the first two levels of me being here turns out were called entities, and each entity varies largely to each other, and all given their own names and numbers. I met the Smiler entity on level 1 and the Howler entity on level 0, the Yellow Maze of Nightmares. Each entity has a quirk unique to them. There are the ones I know, the Howlers and Smilers, but there's more, a lot more. Facelings, hounds, tunnelers, death moths, death rats, clumps, and the list goes on. The most effective strategy to deal with them boils down to only one thing: run. You can fight some off, but most you definitely cannot, unless you have the correct weapon. Then there's some that are apparently godlike beings, and there's nothing you can do against them. Some entities are benevolent, but most are undeniably evil. This all sounds hopeless. How the hell am I supposed to get out of here if I'm forced to contend with all of that? And there's so much more to it. Now I understand why all these civilians in the Meg base look so depressed. They were like me, hoping for a way out and never finding one. Maybe losing loved ones along the way. I don't feel good about this. I'm at an ultimatum here. Give up and join these people and just survive here? Or do I press on, despite the danger, and hope for a way out? I bet they were all hopeful once. No. I need time to think. I was pulled aside by Alexis, and he told me that if I want to find a way out, then someone on level 11 might know, and that I should try to ask the Meg members there. So we're not the only ones. There's more bases on other levels, all either owned by Meg or founded by other groups like the BNTG, Backrooms Non-Aligned Trade Group, and independent ones too. He also said if I want to get to level 11, then I need to be prepared with a basic survival kit and a backroom survival guide. I stayed at the Meg base for 2 days before making my decision. I can't stay in this place. I need out. So, I'm going to find a way out of this place, or die trying. I don't want to live my life in one place fearing for my loved ones, knowing I tried nothing to help them. So I need to find the exit, and fate can be damned. But the thought of travelling through this nightmarish place, knowing things are going to get even more difficult as the levels progress, gives me the worst anxiety. Even though the thought is terrifying, I must do it. If I want to get to a level 11 alive, then I need to be smart about this. I can't just take off and walk mindlessly like I did before. I need to figure out how this place works, and fast. So I need to take note of important things as I go. I might not have much time to write in my diary for long stretches of time, but I'll do it when I can. Time to gear up and plan a route. I go to the base's quartermaster for a survival kit and guide, and some minor trade. I trade my rope and portable charger I had in my bag. I get some extra food and almond water. So let me just talk about the almond water. This is a good example of how weird the Backrooms can be. So the almond water could be a Backrooms entity by itself in a way, because it's more than just a hydrating fluid one can live on. But it also has medicinal properties, like it can be applied topically over venom bites of certain entities, and even sanity restoration. It's a godsend product that the Backrooms just seems to produce for fun, I guess. If only I liked nuts better. It's fine though. I can get used to a drink that's flavour doesn't agree with me, but literally heals me. I also remember the strange key I found in level 0. I didn't tell anyone about it, but I was told that there are things called level keys that can be used on certain levels to lead to the hub level. I look at mine closer and I see the number 188. It's time. I pack my bag and strap all my shoes on tight and limber up, ready for a lot of running. I'm not sure if this is still the best decision, but my mind is made up. So, to get to level 11, the safest and most reliable way is to progress through the levels naturally. Try not to force my way through by no clipping, which is what I apparently did back in level 0 to end up in level 1. A thing that's common in modern computer games, like you can make your playable character pass through floors or walls as if they weren't there at all sometimes. Apparently, no clipping is a valid way to traverse the Backrooms, but it's not always reliable. Sometimes you can no-clip into levels you had no intention of going to, and could end up in a dead zone level, or worse. Same goes for doors. Not all doors in the Backrooms are reliable either. In fact, nothing in this place can be trusted from what I can tell. First step out of the base. The gates close behind me, and once again, I'm on my own. I take a deep breath of the stagnant air of the level and start my journey. I walk along a path I was told to take to get to level 2. Doesn't take me too long to find an extra long corridor that looked a lot different from the one I was in, with pipes all along the walls. Is this it? Didn't take me long to find out, since I got spooked by a sound behind me. I didn't even bother looking. I booked it. Tripped over a pipe coming out of the wall on the way into the new level.